Hello students, this is the second part of the video. In our first part, we have discussed about United Nations. Okay, and now in this video we will discuss about United Nations, part of many international organizations which are part of United Nations. First of all, in 1992, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution which reflected three main complaints. On 1st January 1997, the United Nations Secretary General, General Kofi Annan, initiated an inquiry into how the UN should be reformed. So there is a question of reform of United Nations. United Nations should be reformed and the process has to be restructured. Okay, reforms means changes. Now, what are the changes? What are the complaints they got and what are the changes they have to do with the United Nations? New criteria have been proposed for new permanent and non-permanent member of the Security Council. Government saw advantages and disadvantages in some criteria and in other as per their interest and aspirations. So, the permanent and the non-permanent member, they have suggested a few criteria for the Security Council. Okay, and it's up to the government, right? What do they think? If they are thinking that this criteria, whatever proposed plans for members have been suggested, if that is suitable for the organization, obviously they will reform that, right? So it's up to the government, and it is also as per the interest and aspirations of the other permanent member of the Security Council. So in Security Council, there are 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. The 5 permanent members have the privileges of veto power. The non-permanent members are elected for only 2 years at a time and give way after that period to newly elected members. So in a Security Council, there are 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members, and those 10 non-permanent members, they are elected only for a period of 2 years. After that, they have to leave their position and other countries will join, and there will be election for the non-permanent member. Okay. Now, what are the criteria to be a permanent member? This is the reform they have been created, right? In order to be a permanent member of the Security Council, a country should have a major economic power, a major military power, a substantial contributor to the United Nations budget, a big nation in terms of its population, a nation that respects democracy and human rights, a country that would make the Council more representatives of the world's diversity in terms of geography, economic system and culture. So these are the terms in order to be a permanent member of the Security Council. First, the country should be economically sound. Economic power. The country should have major military power, and the country should contribute in the United Nations budget. A country should have a big population. Okay, and a country should always respect a democracy and human rights. And last point, the country have to represent world's diversity in terms of geography, economic system and culture. So this is the reforms the Security Council are planning. Okay, and there is one question. India is not a permanent member of the United Nations, right? But India has the chance to be a permanent member, because whatever criteria they have given here to be a permanent member, right? You can imagine economically also India is developing, military also we have military power, we are the contributor of United Nations budget. India has a very big population. India has the most successful democracy after independence, and geographically also India is a big country. So, though India is not a permanent member, but the chances are there. Okay. Now, UNESCO. This is the added portion. Okay. UNESCO is one of the organization, one of the international organization, and it is a part of United Nations. UNESCO, full form, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. The non-permanent members are elected in a manner so that they represent all countries of the world. Whoever are the non-permanent member, they are elected because they have to represent all the continents of the world, all the other countries of the world, the non-permanent member only. Okay. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, was established on 4th November 1946. With its headquarters in Paris, France, UNESCO is a special body of the United Nations whose main objective is to promote education and natural science, society and anthropology, culture and communication. So, UNESCO was the most important part of the United Nations, and the main objective of the UNESCO is to promote education, natural science, society, anthropology, culture and communication. During past several years, the special work done by UNESCO has been to promote literacy, technical and educational training and independent media, etc. all across its member state. So, from the last previous years, UNESCO was focusing, or they were promoting literacy, because the main objective of the United Nations is to promote education, right? That is the reason they are promoting literacy, technical and educational training. They are providing trainings also, and independent media all over the world. Okay. The non-permanent member do not have the veto power. Whoever are the non-permanent member, they do not have any veto power. So this is UNESCO. UNESCO is UNESCO is also an international organization, and it's a part of United Nations. Okay. And the main objective of the UNESCO is to promote education, science, technology, and promote education, natural science, society and anthropology, culture, communication. Because the full form of UNESCO is the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. If you all remember the full form of UNESCO, then you can easily write the objective of UNESCO. Okay, because the objectives are the full form of UNESCO only, and the whoever are the non-permanent member, they do not have any veto power. So this is the end of this video. In our next class, we will discuss about another international organization. They are also part of United Nations, UNICEF, ILO and WHO. UNICEF and ILO are also the added portion. Okay. So I'll give you some notes from these added portions also. But please, you have to listen to the video also. Okay.